Good morning, my dear friends. Now I am referring to you new chapter for CA Inter, CMA Inter, CS executives remains same. Registration under the GST. Very important, without which question paper too difficult to print. That much of important chapter it is. Registration under GST. Sir, when you refer the registration GST, we have basically, practically, section 22 of the CGST, which refers compulsory registration in the case where if you cross the threshold limit for registration. Section 22 subsection 1 of the CGST refers registration for GST purpose. If you refer India, we have 28 states, 8 union territories, as you are aware of it. Out of 8 UTs, 3 UTs are with state legislative assembly. Now, what is the threshold limit has been prescribed under section 2, section 22, subsection 1. If you are belongs to, you have place of business, you located in the state of Manipur, Mizoram, Nagaland and Tripura. I will simplify, I will make a short form it, MMNT. M stands for Manipur, M stands for Mizoram, N stands for Nagaland, T stands for Tripura. If you are in MMNT, your place of business in MMNT, you may be supplier of the goods, you may be supplier of the services, or you may be both. Your turnover limit for registration 10 lakhs. If exceed 10 lakhs in a financial year, that is important. In a financial year, April to March, during that financial year, if you cross the turnover limit of your taxable supplies as well as the exempt supplies together, aggregate turnover I am talking, exceeds 10 lakhs. Registration for you compulsory in the state of Manipur, Mizoram, Nagaland, Tripura. How to make it? Recall MMNT. Manipur, Mizoram, Nagaland and Tripura. Threshold limit for registration, tell me please, tell me. How much? 10 lakhs. Is it clear? Now, what about other states, sir? Other UTs, sir? I will tell you here. I am going to bring to notice one more shortcut for the remembering the particular threshold limits. For few states, like PT Umas, you know PT Usha, the athlete, eminent person. So, PT is equal PT Umas, not Usha, PT Umas. What do you mean by P? P stands for Pondicherry. T stands for Telangana. U stands for Uttarakhand. M stands for Meghalaya. A stands for Arunachal Pradesh, not Assam, Andhra Pradesh. A stands for Arunachal Pradesh. S stands for Sikkim. If you are in PT Umas, P stands for Pondicherry, T stands for Telangana, U stands for Uttarakhand, also we call Uttaranchal. M stands for Meghalaya, A stands for Arunachal Pradesh, S stands for Sikkim. In PT Umas, you may be supplier of the goods, you may be supplier of the services, or both. Your aggregate turnover exceeds 20 lakhs, then only go for registration. So, threshold limit for MMNT 10 lakhs. Threshold limit for PT Umas 20 lakhs. Here, MMNT, PT Umas, you may be supplier of the goods, you may be supplier of the services, or both. Has no decision. Is clear, my dear friends? Have you understood or not? Quickly respond to me. MMNT and PT Umas. You may be supplier of the goods, you may be supplier of the services, or both. The limit same. MMNT how much? 10 lakhs. PT was how much? 20 lakhs. Coming to rest of the India. Other than the MMNT, other than the PT UMAS. Let us take Tamil Nadu. Let us take Goa, Andaman Nicobar Island, Delhi, Bihar, West Bengal, Kerala, as the case may be. Here you have to bifurcate the persons into two groups. Are you supplier of only taxable goods, exclusively goods, or you are supplier of exclusively services? Sir, I am a practicing chartered accountant, sir, cost accountant, sir, company secretary, sir. I am a purest form of service provider, sir. Okay. For you, in the rest of the states also, turnover limit for registration 20 lakhs only. No, sir. I am a trader, sir. Buying and selling of motorbikes, sir. I am a dealer, sir. I am a dealer in laptop, sir. I am a dealer in cell phone, sir. I am a dealer in watches, sir. You are buying and selling of the goods. Yes, sir. I am a manufacturer of the goods, sir. That means dealing with the goods. Yes, sir. If so, hey, mister, for you, the highest amount has been prescribed for registration, 40 lakhs in a financial year. How much, my dear friends? 40 lakhs. For whom it is? For the supplier of goods, who may be trader, who may be manufacturer. For him, turnover limit in a financial year, 40 lakhs, up to which no registration. Beyond 40 lakhs in a financial year, then go for registration. Sir, what about? I am a manufacturer in one hand. On the other hand, I am also providing services, sir. Oh, you multi-dimension person. Yes, sir. Service I am providing, supply of goods also providing. Both. Where you located? Other than the MMNT? Yes, sir. Other than the PT UMAS? Yes, sir. For you, threshold limit remains 20 lakhs, not 40 lakhs. Got it? Any doubt in the given case? If you look on the screen, aggregate turnover only I am referring, my dear friends. Aggregate turnover, all India basis. For a taxpayer, the registration under the GST based on your PAN number, permanent account number issued by the income tax department. Based on that PAN number only, a registration will be granted to you. However, a registration is in the state. State-wise, you have to have registration. Sir, I have two states place of business, sir. Very good. What are the two states? One is Tamil Nadu, other one is Kerala, sir. Very good. In that case, are you supplier of the goods or services? I am supplier of services, sir. I am a qualified chartered accountant, sir. I am a cost accountant, sir. Company secretary, sir. Okay. For you, turnover limit is 20 lakhs for registration. Together, turnover of the Tamil Nadu, turnover of the Kerala, together for you, 20 lakhs. Aggregate turnover means that. Further, sir, I am dealer, sir. I have place of business in two states, sir. What are the two states? One is Andhra Pradesh, other one is Tamil Nadu, sir. In two locations, I am supplying only goods, sir. Both the states together for you, turnover should not exceed 40 lakhs in a financial year. If exceed 40 lakhs, you are required to get compulsory registered under the GST, says section 22 subsection 1. मनसिलाई पुरीदा मना सोल रहे अर्धम होतुंदा समझ में आ रहा है कि नहीं? Yes, respond to me. Yes. Now, in the given case, the important point arises for us. Sir, how we should compute aggregate turnover, which includes what, which excludes what? Listen carefully. I am presenting, you will understand. Aggregate turnover, we have a separate definition under section 2, subsection 6 of the CGST Act, which refers aggregate turnover means It includes all type of supplies, taxable supplies as well as exempted supplies, but it excludes two things. One is GST taxes. One is GST taxes. The second one here is inward supply on which RCM apply. Then the recipient paid the tax. The recipient turnover should not include the turnover on which he paid the GST under RCM. Meaning thereby, you are a practicing advocate. You are a practicing advocate in Madras High Court. You provide consultancy services to Bharatwaj Institute. Bharatwaj Institute, a previous year turnover is more than threshold limit for registration. Bharatwaj Institute, business entity. You provide the legal consultancy to Bharatwaj Institute. Here, supplier by advocate. Recipient is Bharatwaj Institute. While aggregating the turnover as per section 2, subsection 6 of the CGST, you should not include the value of supply supplied by the advocate to Bharatwaj Institute. Suppose you raise the bill for 1 lakh on which GST paid by the Bharatwaj Institute. Bharatwaj Institute paid the GST as a recipient. If so, the 1 lakh rupee supply belongs to whom? Bharatwaj Institute or the advocate? Advocate turnover it is, not the turnover of the Bharatwaj Institute. Therefore, when you compute the aggregate turnover of a person, if the person paid the tax under the RCM, that turnover should not include in the aggregate turnover of the person. Are you getting my point? Is aggregate turnover the supplier, not for the recipient. Recipient aggregate turnover, when you compute, recipient supplies only have to consider, which may be taxable supply, which may be exempt supply, which may be both supply. Are you getting my point? Now, I want to bring to your notice one important highlightable point. Composition scheme. Have you did composition scheme? Where we understood while computing the aggregate turnover of 75 lakhs or 150 lakhs for few service providers, how much we said? 50 lakhs. We discussed or not? That time we referred interest earned and deposit, loans, advances specifically stated in that particular provisions should not be considered in the aggregate turnover for eligibility purpose, even for taxing purpose. Am I right? Can you recollect it? Yes or no? Interest earned on deposits, loans, advances should not be considered while computing aggregate turnover for composition scheme. Is clear? They are specifically excluded. However, under the GST law, while computing the aggregate turnover as per section 2, subsection 6, for the purpose of registration, the interest earned on deposit, loans, advances should include. Why, sir, include? Specifically not excluded. What is not specifically excluded is included only. The law of expression, the interpretation. What is not specifically excluded is included. Here, there is no specific exclusion. What are the points are excluded under section 2, subsection 6, aggregate turnover? Only two things. One is GST taxes, excellent. Other one is inward supply on which recipient paying the tax. In the hands of recipient, it is not his turnover. Is it clear? Got the clarity? Yes or no? Yes. These two only excluded. Remaining all included. But here, I would like to bring to notice, there are twisting areas are available where the examiner is looking into to test you in the examination. Sir, take into account Bharatwaj Institute. Because I belongs to Bharatwaj Institute, I have liberty to take Bharatwaj Institute rather than to take other institute. For example, my dear, Bharatwaj Institute purchased the land long back The land value now 2 crores. How much? 2 crores market value. That land sold by Bharatwaj Institute. Got how much? 2 crores. Supplied. Now, land is what type of a product? Is a immovable nature, which is neither goods nor service. Be careful. Neither goods nor services. What is neither goods? What is not service? Why should I consider for my aggregate? Aggregate turnover of dash goods and services. What is not goods? What is not service? I should not consider. So highlightable point here is what? Sale of land. Land is neither goods nor service. That alone should not be considered logically, practically whole good or not. It is not goods at all, my dear. What is not goods? Why you take into account? What is not goods? Why you take into account? What is not a service? Why you taking account? Neither goods nor services. Do not take into account. This point has been raised in the examination. While aggregating the turnover for registration purpose, we should not consider 1. GST taxes, 2. Inward supply on which RCM applied, and practically, finally, logically presenting immovable property, which is land, neither goods nor service. As a result, it should not include in the aggregate turnover. Is clear? Then remaining all should include taxable supply, exempt supply, non-taxable supply, export of goods, export of all should be included. Is clear? Now please come back. What is the point I referred? MMNT, turnover limit for registration. Manipur, Mizoram, Nagaland, Tripura. Speak out. Threshold limit. Loudly speak out, please. 10 lakhs. Very good. PT UMAS. P stands for Pondicherry. T, U, M, A, S. Excellent. Excellent. Turnover limit 20 lakhs. Is clear? Rest of India divided in 2 parts. Goods na 40 lakhs. Only service na 20 lakhs. If both na 20 lakhs. Got the clarity? Any difficulty? Now, difficulty is now here. Sir, my name is Mr. Ram. I am Mr. Ram. A registered person. Where? In Tamil Nadu. What I am dealing? I am dealing buying and selling of cell phones. I am buying and selling of cell phones. Ram and Company. Where it is? In Tamil Nadu. Turnover limit for registration how much? How much? 40 lakhs. Now in a financial year, I came to know my turnover only, let us say 30 lakhs. How much? 30 lakhs. Am I required to go for registration? No. Very good. Now Ram expanding the business, and one more showroom he opened in the state of Manipur. In the state of Manipur also he opened. A new branch opened in the same financial year. That turnover is, let us say, 8 lakhs. How much? 8 lakhs. Turnover in Tamil Nadu, how much? 30 lakhs. So aggregate turnover in the financial year, you have to club together. Am I right? Is equal to 38 lakhs. Now, in the state of Manipur, aggregate turnover should not exceed how much? 10 lakhs. But now, how much you agreed on in a financial year? 38 lakhs. Exceeded 10 lakhs. Therefore, registration for Mr. Ram and Company in the state of Manipur is compulsory. Yes or no? Yes, compulsory. Is clear? Once you entered into the state of Manipur, your aggregate turnover for registration for Raman company is 10 lakhs. Correct? No longer 40 lakhs. If so, the same principle apply in the state of Tamil Nadu also. Hey Ram, you have to go for compulsory registration. You get my point? Registration required in both the states, Tamil Nadu as well as Manipur. That means if we have place of business in the following 4 states, Manipur, Mizoram, Nagaland, Tripura, and also you have the place of business in the other states, then the turnover limit is only 10 lakhs. Aggregate turnover in all the states. Is clear? No sir, I am having a place of business in PT Umas sir. Pondicherry have the place of business as well as Tamil Nadu has the place of business sir. What place of business sir? Cell phones are selling. What is your good name? Ram sir. What is the company name? Ram and company sir. For you, turnover is only 20 lakhs. Now, in the state of Tamil Nadu, my turnover is 12 lakhs. In the state of Pondicherry, turnover is, let us say, 15 lakhs. 12 lakhs and 15 lakhs together? 27 lakhs. Exceeded 20 lakhs. Therefore, registration required in the state of Pondicherry as well as Tamil Nadu. Got the point? Now, having this, further proceeding, my dear friends, presenting here furthermore. Section 22, subsection 1, got clarity? Yes or no? Yes. Here, I am referring only registration required category where section 22, subsection 1 says that turnover limit is a criteria to go for registration. Got the clarity? Now coming to the following cases. The highest turnover limit of 40 lakhs not applicable even you are in the state of Tamil Nadu alone dealing with the following type of goods. What are the goods? Ice cream, tobacco and tobacco substitutes like pan masala etc. Aerated water, fly ash bricks and fly ash aggregate with 90% or fly ash content, fly ash blocks, bricks of fossil mill or similar siliceous earth, building bricks or the roofing tiles. If you are dealing with this, you are no longer eligible for 40 lakhs. Your remains 20 lakhs. If you are in the MMNT, it remains 10 lakhs. Is it clear, my dear friends? Any difficulty? These are the ice cream, tobacco, pan masala, water. Where we come across it? Somewhere we come across it. Composition scheme. Composition scheme we have come across, my dear. In that composition scheme where we referred, these type of manufacturers of these products, what is displaying on the screen, not eligible for dash. Composition scheme. Now, if you are dealing with these goods as your trade, then your limit of 40 lakhs not applicable, only reduced to 20 lakhs. In this case of MMNT, further reduced to 10 lakhs. Is it clear, my dear friends? Any difficulty? Turnover limit in MMNT 10 lakhs. Rest of India 20 lakhs. As simple as that. Got the clarity, my dear friends? Any difficulty? Further, section 22, subsection 2 I am referring, which is a case of legislative history required here. When the GST introduced in India, appointed day 1st July 2017. Prior to that, we had central excise law, service tax law, value added tax, central sales tax. In the old regime of indirect taxes, we already registered person. My name is MRF Limited, manufacturing tire tubes. If so, I already got registered under the Central Excise Law. Now, when the GST is introduced on 1st July 2017, all the taxpayers under the Central Excise Law, Service Tax Law, Value Added Tax, Central Sales Tax, all these people should compulsorily get migrate into GST law irrespective of their turnover. Resultantly, that time for all those existing taxpayers in the old regime of indirect taxes prior to the GST law, all those taxpayers are got compulsory got registered under the GST law from 1st July 2017, which is a migration. Is clear, my dear friends? Look here, this company Ram Limited, who is a holder of Central Excise Code under the Central Excise Law, Service Tax Registration, VAT registration. Now, from 1st July 2017, Ram Limited became GST registration, registered person compulsorily irrespective of the turnover, because all those registered persons should update, copy and paste under the GST law as a registered persons. Thereby they got registered. Got the clarity? Any difficulty? Yes or no? Migrate persons, amma. See, you tell me, Bharatwaj Institute prior to 1st July 2017, there in the industry to cater the need of the budding CS, CMS, CS? Yes or no? Yes. That time they got service tax registration prior to 1st July 2017. Now, from 1st July 2017, GST introduced, Bharatwaj Institute compulsorily became a registered person under the GST law irrespective of the turnover. You get my point, sir? See, understand my point. What I am referring here is, for kind consideration, registration for whom required. Threshold limit, if exceeded, go for registration. I covered that point. Now, here, a legislative history it is. It was taken place like that when there was registered persons under the indirect tax law prior to GST law. For them, registration under GST made mandatory that time. Is clear? Further, section 22, subsection 3, registration is also be mandatory if there is succession of business. Meaning what? I will explain to you, listen to me, then thereafter again one more example. My father, registered person in GST law, he is buying and selling of color television in Mount Road. He has separate own office, own dealership he has, and we have own selling unit in Chennai, Mount Road. My father is a dealer dealing with color cell phone, sorry to say, the televisions with various types of televisions, Samsung, Sony, and so on. My father is a person. My father told me, hey, mister, now I want to take retirement. Whether you take up my business or shall I close down my business? I said, Dad, don't worry, I'm coming. I'm going to handle your business. So my dad given to me business and he gone to home, eating, drinking soft drinks and sleeping comfortably. He's living in his life. Now, I became a owner of the shop. So I acquired the business. I taken over the business. Now, registration already own my father. My father PAN number different. Yes or no? Based on my father PAN number, registration has been granted. Now, being a son, when I taken over the business of my father, which business I taken over? A registered person business I taken over. Then, for a newcomer who is acquired the business on account of succession, for the newcomer, registration mandatory. what he had to do? He had to apply a fresh registration using his own PAN number. Same business title, but here the registration should be shifting from a father to son, but same registration cannot be shifted. Father's registration get cancelled, apply for cancellation, and son, you apply for the want of new registration. Mandatory for you. Son says, my turnover 0. So what? You have been acquired the business of whom? A registered person. Therefore, for you, Mr. Son, you have to go for registration compulsorily. Having this presenting, look here. X registered person under the GST. Mr. Y, son of Mr. X, taken over the business of Mr. X on account of succession. If so, Y should get compensation or not? Yes. For him, threshold limit of 10 lakhs, 20 lakhs, 40 lakhs not applicable. Reason, he taken over the business of another registered person. Is clear, my dear friends? Further, section 22, subsection 4. Registration. How it is mandatory. Look here. In the case of amalgamation, you know amalgamation? Look on the screen. There are 3 registered companies. Ram Limited, Rahim Limited, Robert Limited. 3 are the 3 different companies. They are registered persons under GST. All the 3 are joined together, formed a new company in the name of amalgamation. RRR Limited, Triple R. Now, RRR Limited, a new company which has been emerged out of the merger of Ram, Rahim and Robert. They are basically registered persons. Resultantly, hey, RRR Limited, for you, registration compulsory. Section 22, subsection 4 says, now I have completed section 22 series. Section 22, subsection 1, threshold limit. Section 22, subsection 2 is migration. Section 22, subsection 3, succession. Section 22, subsection 4 is in the nature of amalgamation absorption. Now, in all cases, registration compulsory or not? Yes. Now, my dear friends, if registration is required, what is the time limit within which the person should apply for the want of registration? Any doubt? Yes or no? No doubt. Then listen and answer to me. What is the time limit to go for registration? There is a time limit. Under section 25 have been specified saying that if you cross the threshold limit for registration, for example, from that date, your name is called technically taxable person. Speak out. Taxable person. Apply for the want of registration within 30 days from the date of need arises to go for registration. How many days? Speak out quickly. 30 days. Sir, today what day? 18th. 18th of April 2025. Today. Am I right? Today, turnover limit exceeded 40 lakhs in the state of Tamil Nadu. I am a trader. Is clear? I have to go for registration within 30 days from the need arises. The number of days count reckoned, count start from next day. Today 18th Raja, 19th onwards will start. In the month of April, 30 minus 18, balance how many days are there? 12. 12 days in the month of April. Add 18 days in the month of May. So 18th, on or before 18th of May, you have to apply for the want of dash. Registration, form, GST, REG 01. Application for registration, dash. Speak out. Form, GST, REG. Speak out, I say. Form, GST, REG 01. REG stands for registration. 01 refers application for the want of registration. Got the clarity? Simple, my dear. Very, very easy. 30 days, why I am insisting, no, my dear. This is what question going to come in the exam. MCQ, multiple choice question, they will ask. What is the time limit within which make the application for registration if the need arises to go for registration on so and so date? 30 days time period is there. Is clearer now? Now please come back. In all case, no problem. But a company here, which company incorporated? Look here. In the name of amalgamation, limited company incorporated. Amalgamated. Here, if you refer carefully, in the name of amalgamation, amalgamated company is RRR Limited. As per the Companies Act 2013, as you are aware of that, for limited company, there are two certificates are required. One, certificate of commencement of business. Prior to that, certificate of incorporation. Am I right or not? Certificate of incorporation is granted. Certificate of commencement of business is not granted. Limited company cannot operate. Am I right? Yes or no? Whereas private limited company, what is required? Certificate of incorporation is sufficient to commence the business. For limited company, one step ahead. Certificate of commencement of business required in addition to certificate of incorporation. Now there are two certificates. One is certificate of incorporation, certificate of a commencement of business. The 30 days time period reckoned from which date? From the date of incorporation, from the date of the commencement of the business. For limited company, law here given clarification from the date of incorporation, because you have been emerged as an amalgamated company out of the merger of 3 registered companies. For you, registration compulsory, go for registration within 30 days from the date of dash certificate of incorporation. Is it clear, my dear? Got the clarity? Further, I am referring simplified manner, lollipop manner, registration chapter to make you understand. Going on, listen, you understand. I will question many questions I will brought in the classroom as an example, which is none other than one way or the other appeared in the past exam questions. Further, with this section 22 series completed, now I am entering into section 23 of the CGST, where, listen, section 23 has two subsections, subsection 1 and subsection 2. Now, under the section 23, subsection 1, we have clause A, clause B. Look here. Wholly exempted, clause A, to section 23, subsection 1. If you are wholly exempted, no taxable supply, then you are wholly exempt even from registration also. You get my point? Sir, I told you sometimes before, exempted goods. Have I told you? Exempted goods. Before that, I too referred exemptions by inviting section 11. General exemptions. Other one is a exemption by special order. Under the general exemption, there are two more exemptions are there. One is called as absolute exemption. Other one is called a conditional exemption. Is clear? Now, what is absolute exemption? I will tell you practically, you will understand. Sir, I am the seller of national flags, Indian national flag. I am selling nothing else. I am a seller of only our Indian Triranga, national flag. In the sale of national flag, how do you understand that? Wholly exempted. You know my turnover how much? in a financial year 55 lakhs in the state of Tamil Nadu. I am supplying all over India national flags. Our Indian national flag I am supplying. My turnover 50 lakhs, my dear. Any other supply? No other supply. Only supplying of national flag. Now, in that case, am I liable to pay GST? No. I am wholly exempted from payment of GST. If so, such a person not required to get registration. Said section 23, subsection 1, clause A. You got my point? Coming to section 23, subsection 1, clause B. If you are agriculturalist, India is agricultural based country, am I right or not? We have high respect, love and affection on our Annadata, who is none other than farmer, namely called agriculturalist. If you are agriculturalist, you are cultivating the paddy, you cultivating the wheat, you cultivating the flowers, you cultivating the potatoes, you cultivating as a whole horticulture you are making, means fruits, vegetables, you are a supplier. For you, what is turnover? Sir, my turnover in a financial year 120 lakhs. No problem. You are not liable to pay GST. Resultantly, you are not liable for registration also. Not liable for registration also. So, agriculturalist is exempted from registration. Got the clarity? Coming to section 23, subsection 2. If tomorrow, day after tomorrow, the GST Council says, hey, government, you issue notification saying that so and so class of persons, for them not required registration, then the government should bound to follow the recommendations made by the GST Council. Then they said, Bharatwaj Institute, not required for registration. If they say they are not liable to pay GST, not liable for registration, they will say, they won't say. Government will say what? Bharatwaj Institute is closely associated with the government of India or what? Is a government company or what? No. They won't say. I'm telling you, my dear, the impact, the gravity, the expression of section 23 sub 2 means tomorrow the GST Council recommends, hey government, you issue notification, the class of persons not required for registration, then those people not required for registration. So basically, section 22 required for registration, section 23 not required for registration. Got the clarity? Any doubt? Now entering into section 24, very, very important, class of persons. For few class of persons, registration mandatory. Your turnover immaterial. You get my point? Turnover immaterial. For you, registration 100% compulsory. The list is we have under section 24, class 1, class 2, class 3. That clauses I am now presenting for your kind consideration. Just look and understand. You will speak out now. Once I complete, you repeat to me. You respond to me. How you are responding? MMNT means what? Quickly, fast. MMNT means what? Manipur, Mizoram, Nagaland, Tripura. Turnover limit for registration. Quickly. 10 lakhs. PT UMAS. Turnover limit. P for. T for. U for. A for. M for. Excellent. S for. Sikkim. Rest of the India. For supply of goods, 40 lakhs. For supply of services, both 20 lakhs. Which includes, which excludes. Tell me exclusion. What is excluded? GST taxes from agri turnover. 2. RCM on which GST paid by recipient. In the hands of recipient, agri turnover should not include that particular supply. Further, sale of Land, immovable property. Is clear, sir? If your ice cream manufacturer dealer are supplying the ice cream, pan masala, in that case, 40 lakhs not applicable, only 20 lakhs. For MMMT remains 10 lakhs. Excellent. That's it. Now please come back. Referring to section 24. Registration compulsory. What is there on the screen? I referred. What is this? Agriculturalist, no registration. For exempt supply wholly, no registration. Is clearer? Or any person recommended by the government, no registration. Is clearer? Now referring compulsory registration. Section 24, big list. How it is understandable? Easy. One first point. Interstate outward supply. Interstate outward supply of taxable goods. Interstate outward supply. Interstate outward supply, if I supplied, I am liable to pay CGST, HGST or IGST. Interstate outward supply, my dear. IGST. There you are. If I am liable to pay IGST, for me, registration compulsory. Irrespective of the turnover. Look here. X Limited manufacturer Mumbai sold taxable goods for rupees 1 lakh to X Limited Hyderabad. Intrastate supply or interstate supply? Fast, quickly. Interstate. Liable to pay IGST. If so, for X Limited, registration dash compulsory. There you are. Is it clear? Got it? Shall I proceed? Further. A casual taxable person for whom registration mandatory. Who is a casual taxable person? I refer this point, this name, sometimes before in one chapter. There. Composition scheme, excellent. Very good. Hats off to your memory. Composition scheme. A casual taxable person, not eligible for dash. Composition scheme. Irrespective of his turnover. We discussed it or not? Yes. Now in the given case, I am bringing to a notice. Look a eminent person. Mr. Shah Rukh Khan, eminent actor, belongs to Mumbai. Maharashtra. He is coming to Chennai. What for? For his business purpose. What business he is doing? A shooting business. You get my point? He came to Chennai for a particular ad, a company ad, shooting purpose. He carrying out his taxable supply of services temporarily in the state of Tamil Nadu. In the state of Tamil Nadu, Mr. Shah Rukh Khan is known as casual taxable person. Is clear? Am I right to say he belongs to Maharashtra, came to Tamil Nadu? What for? Only for carrying out taxable output supplies. His business only that. Am I right or not? So, in the state of Tamil Nadu, Mr. Shah Rukh Khan is known as casual taxable person. Good. Now, in the state of Tamil Nadu, for casual taxable person, registration mandatory. Turnover limit not applicable. Irrespective of the turnover, he has to go for compulsory registration. Why this class has been brought into force, my dear? Especially there are unorganized sectors, people, in the sense I am a seller of toy items, toy, roadside, in a small tent. I am selling the toy items, toy. You are aware of that, which is 200, 300 rupees. Now, actually, I belongs to Tamil Nadu. I am going to the state of Kerala for an Onam festival, which they used to celebrate for a period of 1 month. All Kerala people participating, irrespective of their religion and caste, celebrating Onam is our Kerala festival. 1 month. So I went to Kerala, and in the state of Kerala, I took a small shop on rental basis temporarily for 1 month, and in that shop I am selling the toy items for the Onam festival purpose. Once the festival is over, what I will do? I will pack my things, I will come back to my hometown Chennai, namely Tamil Nadu. So during the period I traded the goods in the state of Kerala, I should be accountable. My name is in the state of Kerala called as casual taxable person. For me, in the state of Kerala, what is required? Registration, mandatory. So in this process, the government said casual taxable person should go compulsorily for registration. In this process, for example, Mr. Shah Rukh Khan from Maharashtra came to Chennai, Tamil Nadu to carry out his business temporarily. In the state of Tamil Nadu, Mr. Shah Rukh Khan named as casual taxable person. For him, registration is dash mandatory. Not only registration mandatory, my dear. Hey, Mr. Casual taxable person, you are liable to pay advance tax. Advance tax, sir. Advance tax we hear in the income tax, sir. So what? Now you hear in the GST law also. Advance tax is applicable for a casual taxable person. Look here. He should make application for registration from GST REG1 and should pay the tax in advance, tax at least 5 days prior to the commencement of the business in the state of Tamil Nadu. He came to Tamil Nadu, no? So in the state of Tamil Nadu, before he commences the business, at least 5 days before the commencement of business, he has to pay advance tax. Sir, how can I pay advance tax, sir? Estimated your supply. Sir, I estimating the supply around, I may going to provide 2 crore rupees, sir. Oh, 2 crore rupees are supplying here. Yes, sir. Okay. What is the GST? 18% GST. 18% GST and the estimated supply of 2 crores is equal to 2 crores into 18%, my dear. 36 lakhs. Yes or no? That 36 lakhs you pay advance tax. Sir, he asking a doubt. Estimated income, you are asking me to pay GST as advance tax. What about my estimated expenditure? Means my inward supply, on which I may be suffer the GST, no? Estimated input tax credit is there with me, which is 30 lakhs. Can I deduct the net tax of 6 lakhs? Can I pay? See basic given circular. Yes. What is the tax you supposed to pay? Has to pay, which is net of ITC. Gross liability 36 lakhs. Estimated liability less estimated input tax credit. How much? 30 lakhs. Balance 6 lakhs. You have to pay at least 5 days before the commencement of the business in the state of Tamil Nadu as a casual taxable person. Got the clarity? Any doubt? Advance tax applicable for whom? Casual taxable person. Not to all. Not to all. When to pay advance tax? At least 5 days prior to the commencement of the business in the state. Is clear? He has to make application from GST REG 01. Apply for registration. When should apply for registration? Not after commencement of the business, 30 days time period, not applicable for him. Form GST REG 01 should apply 5 days before the commencement of the business. Point here, you see, this point I am referring. This point I am referring provided that casual taxable person shall apply for registration at least 5 days prior to the commencement of the business. That is important. For him, 30 days time period not there to apply for registration. Get my point? Yes or no? Yes. Further, such a casual taxable person, how long he will be eligible for casual taxable person means very important point I am referring. The name is a casual. Once the purpose for which you came to Tamil Nadu is completed, you going back. As I told you sometimes before, as a toy seller from Tamil Nadu, I went to Kerala for the purpose of selling the toys only during Onam festival. Once the Onam festival is over, I will pack up from there and come back to my hometown. Told you or not? So like that, what is the duration of casual taxable period? Time period. Casual taxable person. How long you will be continue in the name of casual taxable person? Time period of registration. Time limit of a casual taxable person is as follows. For the period of 90 days. For the period of 90 days from the date of registration. From the date of registration, after the registration, how long? 90 days, or the period for which you sought for registration. Example, a toy person, seller, went to Kerala from Tamil Nadu. He wants to stay for 30 days. 30 days or 90 days from the date of registration, whichever is earlier. Repeating, time limit for a casual taxable person is equal to 90 days from the date of registration or the period for which you sought for registration, whichever is earlier. After that only your registration valid. After that will disappear. Suppose Mr. Shah Rukh Khan says, I came to Tamil Nadu, the culture of Tamil Nadu is so impressed to me, I want to stay. Furthermore, beyond 90 days from the registration, can I stay as a casual taxable person? Law permit. Hey, Mr. Shah Rukh Khan, you have business in Tamil Nadu as a casual taxable person for a period more than 90 days from the date of registration. For example, then you apply for the want of extension of time period. Form GST REG 11. Casual taxable person intend to extend the period of registration indicated in his application of registration. An application in Form GST REG 11 shall be submitted. When should submit it? Before 5 days commencement of the extension period. And also you have to pay estimated advance tax. Furthermore, while paying advance tax, estimated advance tax, deduct estimated input tax credit, the net amount you can pay as advance tax. Is it clear, my dear friends? So, from this what you understand, a casual taxable person, first lot 90 days are the period for which he sought for registration, whichever is earlier. For example, he sought for registration 140 days or 90 days, whichever is earlier, 90 days. Further, I want to stay, apply Form GST REG 11, 5 days before the expiry of that registration by paying the advance tax. I applied Form GST REG 11. Then furthermore, 90 days are the period for which you sought. You get my point? He wants to stay 140 days, my dear. First time 90 days or 140 days, which is earlier? 9 days. After that, how many days are left over in 140 days? 140 minus 90, 50 days. So for the next period, 50 days he sought for registration or 90 days from the next period registration. Means for extension period of registration, whichever is earlier. Is clear? Suppose he want to have extension further 140 days, further 140 days, further 140 days or further 90 days, which is earlier 90 days. So the maximum time limit as a casual taxable person for the first lot 90 days, second lot 90 days, together 1 days. He says, I too love our Tamil people, are very good, kind enough, soft people, good people, honest people. I want to stay furthermore in the state of Tamil Nadu. Hey, casual taxable person, you cannot be further allowed to extend. Only once only allowed. You have so much of love and affection, have a place of business in India, in Tamil Nadu, and apply for the want of normal registration. You have so much of love and affection in Tamil people, you most welcome. We also like you. You please have a unit, a studio, a big studio in Tamil Nadu and apply for normal registration. You get my point? So, from this what you understand, a casual taxable person remains as a casual person for a maximum period of 90 days, which consists of first lot 90 days, extended lot 90 days, maximum 180 days. Is it clear, my dear? He should submit Form GST R1 written. He also should submit Form GST R3B written. Further, if he noticed that at the time of expiry of registration, he came to know that I paid 6 lakhs as advance tax, which is 36 lakhs of estimated liability less 30 lakhs of estimated input tax credit. The balance 6 lakhs I paid as a net advance tax. Now I came to know that actual liability to pay only 5 lakhs. But I paid how much? 6 lakhs. Excess how much I paid? Can I ask for refund? Allowed, provided you submit the return properly, correctly in time. I submit the return properly in time, sir. Yes, there you are eligible for refund. Is clear? Further, my dear friends, such a casual taxable person is not required to file annual return. What is annual return? Form GST R9. Annual return not required to file by casual taxable person. They are not eligible for dash scheme, composition scheme. Is clear? Now got it? Registration compulsory for whom? A casual taxable person. Further, reverse charge category, the recipient liable to pay tax. In that case, for recipient, registration is mandatory. If so, go for registration and pay the tax. Why registration mandatory? Because he is liable to pay tax. Liable to pay tax unless you registered. How can you pay the tax? Register and pay the tax. One example I am bringing to your notice, classical example. Here, look here. Supplier of service, any person other than body corporate. He supplied renting of a motor cab, the renting charges including cost of fuel to a body corporate which is located in India. Body corporate means PVT Ltd, private limited or limited companies. We used to call what? Body corporate. So supplier are any person other than body corporate supplied. For example, this is one of the example, my dear. This is one of the example. We have a reverse charge chapter where a list of services for reverse charge will come into picture. There I will again highlight it. You get my point? One point I am referring here. A case of reverse charge. Which case of reverse charge you take into account? Any person other than a body corporate giving his vehicles, passenger vehicle on rental basis, rent includes cost of fuel to a body corporate. Liable to pay GST by recipient, body corporate. If so, unless and until they got registration under GST, they cannot pay the tax. Therefore, for that recipient, registration is mandatory Got the clarity? One more example I will tell you. As you are aware of that, sometimes before I told you, advocate, advocate services to a business entity whose aggregate turnover in the previous year exceeds threshold limit for registration. Who liable to pay GST? Recipient. You got my point? If the recipient liable to pay GST, recipient should go for compulsory registered and pay the GST. Are you with me to understand, my dear? So, wherever recipient is liable to pay GST under RCM basis, notified by the government upon the recommendation of GST Council, in such cases, the recipient registration mandatory because he is liable to pay the tax, therefore registration is mandatory. Is it clear? Got the clarity? Sometimes before I too told you this point, reverse charge is not a new chapter for you. When I refer the exempted supply of services, supplier is a government, supplier is a local authority which is not covered in the forward charge, not qualify exemption, is dash charge, reverse charge. Where the recipient liable to pay tax. If the recipient liable to pay tax, in given case, for the such recipients, registration is mandatory. Are you getting my point? Yes or no? Are you getting the point or not? Yes or no, I'm asking you. Yes. You have to reply yes. Otherwise, example by example, like bullets will come into stand in front of you. Examples.
Sir, my turn.
Yes.
Sir, advocate is a registered person. He giving services to a individual. He is unregistered person. So normally unregistered, இப்போ நார்மலா ஒரு individual person வந்து registration இல்லாம recipient மாத்திக்கலாம்.
அதேப்பா exempted supply, no one liable to pay GST. Is clear? Now come back. I am referring what? List of persons, class of persons, registration mandatory, section 24 series. Further, look here. Person who are required to pay tax under section 9(5). Dear friends, section 9(5) if you refer, there are broadly 4 category of persons are required to go for registration. Listen carefully. Section 9, subsection 5, where e-commerce operator liable to pay tax in the 4 cases. 1, a radio taxi services or a omnibus services or any motor vehicle services which is provided through a e-commerce operator. E-commerce operator only liable to pay GST. Second case, short-term accommodation services, housekeeping services. If these 2 services provided by a person, basically an uninsured person, through e-commerce operator, e-commerce operator only liable to pay GST. Finally, 4th one, cloud kitchen services. The restaurant is supplying only takeaways. If so, such stand-alone restaurant, they are not permitting to eat, sit and eat. Only takeaways. If there is a case, in that case, such a supplies of cloud kitchen nature, e-commerce operator only liable to pay GST. Listen to me. My name is Anna Caterers. Who am I? Anna Caterers. Anna Caterers supplying the food only through online, getting the customers. Swiggy, Zomato, further. So many are there. Swiggy, Zomato only. Any e-commerce operator who able to connect the customer and the restaurant through his electronic platform, who liable to pay GST means e-commerce operator only liable to pay GST. Here Swiggy liable for registration. Second one, Zomato is required for registration. If they are offering food delivery services. You get my point? Look on the screen. Look here. One here, see. CMA student studying, preparing for the examination, for example. Want to get a pizza from Pizza Hut. சூப்பராக படிக்கிறீங்கப்பா, டிஸ்டர்ப் பண்ணக்கூடாது இல்லையா, போயிட்டு சாப்பிட்டு டைம் ஆகிடும் இல்லையா, therefore ordering through Swiggy. This see here, Swiggy wala went to here, which is, listen, supplying the food only through online. In that case, pick that food from the restaurant and deliver to the customer. Who is did so? E-commerce operator. That e-commerce operator only liable to pay GST. Sir, stand-alone restaurant, registration not required. But the restaurant, why to that extent, bro? See, for example, you being a CA, CMS student or CS student, you want to go to hometown, Hyderabad from Chennai. For example, from Bharatwaj Institute, classes are completed. You going back to hometown by flight. You want to go to airport from T Nagar using the app. Which app? Ola, Uber, Rapido, so many e-commerce operators. So the moment you give your location and destination, within a fraction of minutes, call coming. Sir, I'm a driver, sir. Uber driver, sir. Where are you, sir? I'm here only in the Raman Street corner. Sir, I'm backside your seat. Backside only that fellow came. That means what? Driver is supplier of service. Recipient is a CS student, CMS student or CS student. Recipient. Supplier is driver. Recipient is the student, but these two people connected with a e-commerce operator platform. Who is e-commerce operator? In the given case, for example, Uber. Hey Uber, you only liable to pay GST. For your registration, compulsory. This is what, my dear, I want to say here. Nothing more, nothing less. A detailed study with regard to section 9.5 and reverse charge chapter. For the timing, you understand. For whom registration is compulsory. Is clear? Further, look here. In the given case, e-commerce operator, restaurant or customer, both are not liable to pay. Who liable to pay? GST, e-commerce operator. For him, registration compulsory. Is it clear, my dear friends? Further, now listen to me. Non-resident taxable person, NRTP. Who is NRTP? A person from outside India coming to India for the temporary carrying the business in India, and once the purpose of the business is over, he is going back to his home country. Exact difference between the casual taxable person, NRTP. Casual taxable person, CTP, is from India, belongs to one state, coming to another state. Whereas NRTP is from outside India, coming to India. Get my point? So in that case, for NRTP in India, NRTP means, speak out quickly, non-resident taxable person. For NRTP, registration in India is mandatory. For example, look here. Registration is compulsory for NRTP and valid passport is required for him to get registration under GST. What is not required for him? PAN number not required. Generally, for registration under GST law, PAN number must. There are group of persons, for them registration can be granted even without having PAN number. That question I will refer later on. For timing, you understand. Here, valid passport sufficient to go for registration. And for him also, registration at least 5 days before the commencement of business is required here. For him, application for registration is not Form GST RE01. Here, for him, Form GST RE09. புரிஞ்சுக்கோங்க. Identify the difference for all taxpayers, including CTP. CTP na? Casual person. Application for registration, general normal registration, REG01. For NRTP, application for registration form GST REG09. Pay the advance tax before the at least 5 days before the commencement of business. What is advance tax? I refer to you for casual taxable person, same here also. Estimated liability less estimated ITC, the net you have to pay as advance tax. Such NRTP shall apply for registration at least 5 days prior to the commencement of business. Sir, you may argue with me, NRTP is eligible for input tax credit. Here I will say, as such, he is not eligible for input tax credit. However, one exception is given. He came to India from outside India. While coming along with him, he imported certain goods by paying the IGST to Department of GST. That IGST only qualify for ITC. Locally, he made purchases by paying GST. That is not eligible for input tax credit. Don't worry, I will take up the ITC in ITC chapter. Is clear? For the time you understand, NRTP liable to pay advance tax? Yes or no? Yes. Within dash number of days, at least 5 days before the commencement of the business. Which form should apply for the want of registration? Form GST REG 09. These are the points. For him, registration dash compulsory. Excellent amount. That is what I require. They should file monthly return. Form GSTR 5. Monthly return GSTR 5. Due date of filing monthly return 13th of the following month from the end of their relevant month. How long his registration is valid? For a period of 90 days or the period for which is sought for registration, whichever is earlier. Example, period for which is sought for registration 120 days or 90 days from date of registration, which is earlier. Within 9 days, his registration will get cancelled. After 90 days, it will expire. That means disappear registration. No, sir, I want to extend it. You want to extend it? Apply form GST REG 11. Common. Application for extension of time period. Furthermore, 90 days or further period south, whichever is earlier. That time you have to pay again estimated liability advance tax. When should you pay? At least before the 5 days of the expiry of the given registration period. Get my point? Got clarity? Further, here they said GSTR 5 monthly return by a NRTP 13th of the following month from the end of the relevant month. If in a given month your registration getting expired, assume a scenario, my dear, 90th day is on 18th April, today. His registration got expired. No furthermore extension. Is clear? In the month of April, for 18 days, whatever he supplied, he should file the return on it. When? By 13th of the following month. Means what? 13th of May. Why should I say stay up to next month 13? I came from outside India, man. registration is over today. Then I want to go back by tomorrow. Why you asking me to stay up to next month? In that case, the lawmaker said, don't worry. Time period for filing the GST are 5, 13th of the following month or 7 days from the date of expiry of the registration, whichever is earlier. Now, today 18th of April, expiry taking place. 7 days count again from next day. 19th April, 19th, 20th, 21st, 22nd, 23rd, 24th. By 24th of April, I can file the GSTR 5 for the month of April. Not required to wait next month, 13th of May. Because 13th of May or 24th of April, which is earlier. 24th April, I can file the return and can go away. Is the meaning of it. Got the clarity? Further, he is not required to submit annual return. Got the clarity? Further, person who required to deduct the TDS, tax deducted at source, which is a separate registration in addition to normal registration. As a TDS deductor, I should have to have 2 registrations. One, a normal regular registration, and as a TDS deductor registration. Classical example I am bringing to notice. With the amendment provision, today the law of the land GST law, TDS applicable if in the case of supply of metal scrap. Speak out. Supply of metal scrap. You being a registered person sold the metal scrap for rupees 5 lakhs. As a registered person, as a buyer, I purchase the metal scrap from you. Law casts the responsibility on me. Hey, Mr. Recipient, registered person, you are liable to deduct TDS and remove department. Sir, I have a registration number, sir. That is not sufficient. You have to have one more registration as a TDS deductor and obtain the registration. That is a compulsory for you. TDS deductor registration is a compulsory because metal scrap apply TDS. Hey, Mr. Recipient, you should register under GST law as a TDS deductor mandatorily and remit the TDS amount to department. So, for a TDS deductor, registration became mandatory. Further, look here. One example I am here telling you. One example. Ram, registered person, sold the goods. Worth how much? 2,80,000 to Chennai Corporation, Greater Chennai Corporation. Greater Chennai Corporation generally not liable to pay tax. They have not opted registration. But Greater Chennai Corporation being recipient, TDS is applicable. TDS applicable. Who liable to pay TDS? Greater Chennai Corporation. Then the Greater Chennai Corporation should make application for registration. You get my point? As a dash, TDS deductor. Are you getting my point? As a TDS deductor. And to get such a registration as a TDS deductor for Greater Chennai Corporation is a mandatory. So, registration is mandatory. Further, my dear friends, any doubt? Ask me, I will tell you. Instead of going forward, I can tell me doubt. Tell me doubt. Loudly speak. Mr. Ram Rishabhasan sold taxable goods to Chennai Corporation 2,80,000 plus GST 9%, CGST, GST. Who is the seller of the goods? Who is the buyer of the goods? Therefore, supplier is Ram, recipient is GCC. Liable to pay TDS by GCC. For GCC, registration dash compulsory. That's it. A separate registration it is. Get my point? Further, let me complete this list. Then I will give the break. Person who makes taxable supply of goods, or both, on behalf of another taxable person, whether as an agent or not. Sir, what is this, Have you covered Schedule 1? Schedule 1 of CGST talks about what? Supply even without consideration is a deemed supply. In that point number 3, supply of goods by the principal to his agent, where the agent undertaken to supply the goods on behalf of principal, or otherwise, supply of goods by the agent to his principal, where the agent undertaken to receive the goods on behalf of principal. So, supply of goods category. Agent acting independently, issuing his own invoice when he supply, receiving the goods in his own name. Invoice is received in his own name. In that case, hey agent, for you, registration compulsory. But not all agents. The agent covering under Schedule 1, point number 3. Only where agent undertaken to supply the goods by issuing the invoice on his own account, receiving the goods with the invoice in his own name. Got the clarity? Further, here in the given case, for whom registration is mandatory? For whom registration is mandatory? For agent, registration is mandatory in the given case. Got the clarity? Further, supply of goods by a person through e-commerce operator to the customer. Who is supplier? Peter England, selling the goods through e-commerce operator to the customer. Supplier of the goods is the Peter England, recipient of the goods is the buyer, mediator here is Amazon. Now, I am not talking about e-commerce operator concept here. In the given case, who supply the goods? Peter England. Since he is supplying the goods through e-commerce operator, for a supplier, Peter England, registration is mandatory. Sir, what about supply of services? If a supplier of service who supply the services through e-commerce operator, for a supplier of service, threshold limit for registration applicable. Are you getting my point? No problem. I will get clarified this. Now relax. In the given example on the screen, basically, broadly, holistically, there are two suppliers. Can you agree with me? Supplier of the goods, Peter England. Supplier of services, e-commerce operator Amazon. Excellent. In the given case, for supplier of the goods as well as supplier of the services, both of them registration is mandatory. Any difficulty? Is clear? If so, for him registration is mandatory. For this particular seller, registration is mandatory. Is clear? Further, same point. Who is supplier of service here? Amazon. Namely, e-commerce operator. For him, registration mandatory. Is clear? Any difficulty? Now only difficulty arises. What about service provider other than e-commerce operator? See, who am I? Let us say practicing CA. Or otherwise, leave it. Practicing CA, practicing cost accountant, practicing compensation. If I bring code of conduct will come and stand. Therefore, sir, I'm a provider of, let us say, interior decorating services. Who am I? Interior decorating services. I provide these services to my customer through e-commerce operator. I am a supplier of service. Is clear? For me, registration becomes mandatory only when my turnover limit of 20 lakhs exceeds as services product. Just because of I am a supplier of service through e-commerce operator, not registration mandatory, unlike of supplier of the goods. In the given case, Peter England supply the goods through e-commerce operator. In that case, supplier of the goods, irrespective of the turnover. Sir, my turnover is 2 lakhs. So what? You supply the goods to e-commerce operator? No. Therefore, go for registration. If you come to the service provider, integrator, if you provide the services through e-commerce operator, for service provider, for you, what is the turnover limit? 2 lakhs only, sir. Not required for registration. When go for registration? When you exceed 20 lakhs or 10 lakhs in MMMT. You get my point? Get my point? Is it level playing field misplaced or not? For a service provider, one treatment. See, on the same screen, instead of Peter England, seller of the goods, Peter England is only supplier of service. Supply through e-commerce operator. Then for Peter England, registration is not mandatory unless until he crossed the limit of 20 lakhs or 10 lakhs, as the case may be. Get my point? If a supplier of the goods comes into picture, just because of supplier of the goods, through e-commerce operator, hey, Peter England, for you, registration mandatory. Sir, turnover limit. No, we won't refer. Is it level playing field misplaced or not? For a service provider, one treatment. For a supplier of the goods, another treatment. Sorry. Industry is unhappy. Sir, I'm a unregistered person basically. Peter England says, I'm an unregistered person. Why unregistered person? My turnover not exceeded 40 lakhs. Some of the states not exceeded 20 lakhs. Some of the states not exceeded 10 lakhs. My turnover in a financial only 2 lakhs. To get that business, I supply the goods to e-commerce operator. You making me compulsory registration. Unfair. Then the lawmaker said, yes, your appeal accepted. GST Council recommended, hey, Government of India, issue the notification. If a supplier of the goods, who is basically an unregistered person, supply the goods through e-commerce operator, do not make mandatory dash registration to the supplier of the goods unless and until his aggregate turnover exceeded the threshold limit for registration. புரியுதாமா நான் என்ன சொல்றேன்னு? இங்க என்ன சொல்ல வராங்கன்னா, அரசாங்கம் என்ன சொல்றதுன்னா, ஐயா நீங்க சப்ளையர் ஆஃப் குட்ஸ் இருந்தா பொருள் சப்ளை பண்றீங்கன்னா நீங்க டர்னோவர் எவரா 2 lakhs அடிஷனல் பர்சனா அப்படி இருந்தா நீங்கள் உங்களோட கூட்ஸ் பொருள் விற்கலாம் த்ரூ இ-காமர்ஸ் ஆபரேட்டர். அப்போ உங்களுக்கு ரெஜிஸ்ட்ரேஷன் மேண்டேட்டரி ஆகாது. ஏன்னா உங்க டர்னோவர் நாட் எக்ஸீடட் threshold limit for registration. எப்படி நம்ம சர்வீஸ் ப்ரொவைடர் சொல்லிக்கிறோமோ அதே உங்களுக்கு அப்ளிகபிள் உண்டு. இஸ் an amendment. You get my point? Have you got my point? Service supplier of service integrator ma turnover 2 lakhs raja. The 2 lakhs turnover integrator supply the services to e-commerce operator. registration mandatory-ஆ? mandatory கிடையாது. supplier of services. supplier of service is provided through e-commerce operator. పీటర్ ఇంగ్లాండ్ అయ్యా, ఇవ్వలే ఎదుకే కష్టపడే వాడమే. Now, is visible to all of you? Yes or no? Yes or no? Inge, here I will say, let us say, Raman and company, supplier of interior decorating services through Amazon. E-commerce operator. ஏம்பா உங்களுக்கு வேற சொல்றேன் இல்லையா, சொல்லும் போது கேட்கணும் இல்லையா? த்ரூ அமேசான் சப்ளைங் த சர்வீசஸ். இஸ் கிளியராமா? அப்படி இருந்தா for them registration not mandatory unless aggregate turnover exceeded rupees 20 lakhs or otherwise சொல்லுமா 10 is clear, bro? Now this provision is applicable for service provider, but law of the land here says in the given case, hey seller of the goods, if you provide through Amazon supply of the goods, for you registration compulsory. அப்போ செல்லர் அழுகிறாரு, எதுக்கு அந்த மாதிரி சர்வீஸ் ப்ரொவைடருக்கேமோ no problem, for me you making me compulsory. Then the government said, don't cry, உங்களுக்கு அந்த மாதிரி போய் நான் கொடுக்கிறேன் అని யார் சொன்னாங்க? கவர்மெண்ட் சொன்னாங்க. அப்போ அந்த ரெக்கமெண்டேஷன் ஆஃப் ஜிஎஸ்டி கவுன்சில். இப்போ இங்க வாங்க, எக்ஸ் லிமிடெட், எக்ஸ்என் கம்பெனி, சாரி டு சே எக்ஸ்என் கம்பெனி, seller of goods, basically 100% located Chennai. Is clear? Supplying the goods through Amazon to Chennai buyer. Ipo exchange company asking, for me my turnover in the previous year 2 lakhs only, am I required to go for compulsory registration? Now law says, law got amended, you are not required to go for compulsory registration unless and until you exceed your turnover limit for registration. Conditions apply. புரியுதாமா? இந்த அமெண்ட்மெண்ட் வராம இருந்தால் எக்ஸ்என் கம்பெனி you have to go for registration compulsory. ஏன்னா you supply the goods through e-commerce operator. இப்போ law got amended and said, எக்ஸ்என் கம்பெனி you not liable for compulsory registration. Conditions apply. What conditions apply? No, look on the screen. Where the seller located? Where the recipient buyer located? Intra or inter? இப்போ பாரு, எக்ஸ்என் கம்பெனி condition number 1, you are allowed to supply the goods to e-commerce operator even without having registration. Only intra-state supply. புரிஞ்சுக்கோ, only intra-state supply. Before supplying the goods to e-commerce operator, நீ என்ன பண்ண வேண்டும்? Second condition, you enter into GST network portal, open பண்ணிட்டு you have to give your identity. Who are you? XN company. What is your PAN number? So and so. Where is located? So and so. authenticate your information. Once you authenticate, system will recognize you and will allot you one enrollment number. Enrollment number, not a registration number. Enrollment number. With that enrollment number, you give to your e-commerce operator. Who is e-commerce operator? Amazon. Amazon. Unregistered person selling the goods through your platform. அவர் உங்களுக்கு enrollment number கொடுத்தார் சார். Ensure பண்ண our goods outside the state should not be supplied. It should be only intra-state supply. If so, XN company not required to go for registration unless until XN company exceed his threshold limit for registration. புரியுதா? இப்போ பாருங்க, conditions apply. Condition number 1, shall not supply interstate supply, outward supply. 2, should not have business in more than one state. சின்னதான் சொன்னேன், ஒன் ஸ்டேட்ல பிசினஸ் இருக்கணும். நீ 10 ஸ்டேட்ல பிசினஸ் இருக்க கூடாது. only one ஸ்டேட்ல பிசினஸ் இருக்கணும். யாரு? எஸ்என் கம்பெனி. அப்புறம் should obtain valid enrollment number. எங்க இருந்து? ஜிஎஸ்டி நெட்வொர்க் போர்ட்டல் இருந்து. by giving know your customer. KYC know your customer. அந்த மாதிரி department want to know who is that uninsured person for whom we permitted to supply the goods through e-commerce operator even without having registration. Is clear? Is an amendment. Question come in the examination. Generally, if the supplier of the goods supply the goods through e-commerce operator, registration mandatory. However, now got amended. If the supplier unregistered person, why unregistered person? His turnover not exceeded the schedule for registration. In that case, allowed to supply the goods through e-commerce operator? Yes. How long? Till the time of he crossed the limit of the schedule for registration. If so, condition apply. What condition apply? 1, should not supply interstate, outward supply. He should not have more than one state place of business. Finally, he should obtain enrollment number from the network portal. Is clear? Then XN company can supply the goods through e-commerce operator even without having registration. Is clear? How long? Till that time, until the time threshold limit for registration exceeds. Is clear? Is clear? Further. You know, யாரு? OIDR, Online Information Database Access Retrieval Services. அவர் எங்க இருக்காரு? யூகேல இருக்காரு. From there providing services. From that place providing services in India through cloud. You know that services nature? Yes or no? Okay. Relax. Forcefully give me the break. No, you people not ask break. I am giving the break. You people are involved. I am very happy to note. அப்படி லீலமாயிட்டீங்க, சந்தோஷமா இருக்கு. I am giving the break. Registration required category in this process, OIDR services, Online Information Database Access Retrieval Services, supplier from outside India, recipient in India. In that case, the recipient is an unregistered person in India. In that case, supplied by OIDR service from outside India, registration for OIDR mandatory because they are liable to pay tax. OIDR, you are aware of that. You are very much aware of that. OIDR meaning what? Readily available in the cloud for download. Sony Music London developed a music album available in the cloud. You want to import it by payment of some amount, consideration. You being a student, uninsured person, in that case, who liable to pay GST? OIDR wala. For him, registration in India mandatory. Is clear, my dear friends? Likewise, online money gaming is supply of goods supplied by a person from outside India into India. In that case, irrespective of the recipient in India, maybe registered person. Hey, Mr. Online Gaming supplier of goods from outside India, you only liable to pay GST. You have to have a registration in India. Online money gaming supplier says, I am in US, I am not having place of business in India. Then the Indian GST says you have to appoint a representative in India for payment of GST. So registration mandatory for you. If online money gaming world says, no, I am not interested to have place of business in India, nor interested to appoint a representative in India to pay GST. Is it so? Then government says, we are not interested to operate your business in India. We will cut in cloud. Your supply of goods will cut in the cloud. If anybody open online money gaming of your website, system going to show error. Oops, contact your service provider or contact your supplier of the online money gaming. That means to say that for online money gaming, supply of goods from outside India into India, the recipient may be a registered person. Recipient may be a registered person. Who liable to pay GST? Online money gaming one liable to pay GST. OIDR services supplied from outside India into India to an unregistered person. Then only OIDR one liable to pay GST. Get my point? So OIDR wala registration mandatory. Online money gaming also registration is mandatory. Further, so with this, the list of supply of category of persons for whom registration mandatory is concluded. Section 24 is concluded. Got the clarity? Is a time to refer now registration procedure, section 25. Is clear? How to understand, sir, registration procedure? Very, very simple. Registration GST law presenting in front of you. Just look and understand, lollipop manner. Registration under the GST, procedure of registration. Hey, Mr. Applicant, you have crossed the limit of a turnover for registration? Yes, sir. In the state of Tamil Nadu, I am a supplier of service, sir. My turnover exceeded today 20 lakhs, sir. Then apply for the want of registration. Dash form. RAG01 within dash days, 30 days. So the applicant, first and foremost, step 1 is a step 1. Apply the application for registration within 30 days through network portal. Then network portal, if going through your submissions, prima facie satisfied your mobile number matching with the income tax mobile number which you given for a PAN number, your PAN number, your name in the income tax department is the same as you given in the form GST RAG01. Such a primary elementary information satisfied, the system will generate automatically an acknowledgement form GST RAG02 and will issue to you. Step 2. Step 2 is what? Acknowledgement form GST RAG02 as if you submitted the application for registration. Now the system shows, hey department officer, look, one Mr. C of Chennai submitted application for the want of registration is available with you in your portal. Please log in and look it whether to grant registration certificate or not. Then the officer verify. This gentleman running the premises, business in a rental premises, but rental did not submit it. That he noticed. Who noticed it? Department officer. Or Mr. C of Chennai running the business in his own premises, proof of document not given. Ownership, how can you show the ownership? Latest payment of property tax. Ownership. You get my point? Sir, he submitted ownership, but the ownership of the property is a co-owner. In that case, Mr. B and Mr. C. Why to the extent? Mr. C, Mrs. C. Mr. and Mrs. C, both of them are co-owners of property. Mr. C running the business in the premises, but co-owner Mrs. C should give NOC, non-objection certificate, which is missing. Such a technical points, such a document evidence are lacking. Department found, department officer noticed such a things while going through the application for registration, found the application is some deficit. Then what officer will do? Hey, I am sending the show cause notice to you. Form GST REG 03. Give the additional information. Provide additional document. Like that, department officer will issue show cause notice if he notice any deficit in the application for registration. Within 7 working days from the date of receipt of the application. Then the ball in the court of applicant. The applicant should reply to that. If step 3, that means step in the given serial order where I am presenting here, step 3. Step 3 talks about what? Step 3 talks about the officer found deficit in the application. In that case, he will issue notice form GST REG 03 within 7 working days from the date of receipt of application, which is step 4. Then ball in the court of the applicant. The applicant should reply. Step 5. Applicant should reply with the proper documentary evidences, which is called for in the form GST REG 04 within 7 working days from the date of receipt of the show cause notice. With that, department officer satisfied. If department officer satisfied with the reply, in case if the reply required, or some case department officer satisfied with your application for registration, not required to issue show cause notice. In that case, as the case may be, if department ultimately satisfied, then no deficit has been found. Come to step 6. Department officer will verify whether the applicant who made application for the want of registration undergone Aadhaar authentication or not. What do you mean by Aadhaar authentication? Look here, my dear friends. Aadhaar authentication, nothing but I am presenting here for information purpose and for your confirmation. Authentication of Aadhaar means, look on the screen. One applicant made application. He is an applicant, made an application for the want of registration, undergone Aadhaar authentication, meaning his biometric information. His biometric information means thumb impression, the eyebrow and the sensor, that particular skin dots is a recognition that have been already given by that person to obtain the Aadhaar to Aadhaar department, correct? We give the thumb impressions, eyebrow impressions and all is our sensitive information, our identity, biometric information. Where is available? In the Aadhaar network portal, which belongs to me. Without my permission, no one can access. You are aware of that? Even government also can't access. Therefore, government says, hey Mr. Applicant, you want registration under GST law, authentication of Aadhaar mandatory now. Either you apply for the want of registration GST law, subsequently authenticate the Aadhaar, or at the time of making the application for registration, authenticate your Aadhaar. Meaning what? As an applicant, I am permitting, hey department, anytime you want to access my biometric information, I am giving the permission to access. That is called what? Authentication of Aadhaar. Meaning thereby, when I made application for the registration form GST RH01, they will ask, the system asks authentication of Aadhaar. I have to give my Aadhaar number. The moment I give and submit, a OTP will come, one-time password to my registered mobile, which I given to Aadhaar department. That OTP I have to give, confirm, then I have given the authentication of my Aadhaar. Department can access my biometric information when they required. Is it clear? It's called authentication of Aadhaar. That can be done at the time of making the application for the registration. Sir, at the time of making the application for registration, I am not having Aadhaar, sir. Oh, then what you have to do? No, you have to apply for the Aadhaar. Get the application number for the Aadhaar. That application number for the want of Aadhaar you have to give at the time of making the application for the registration. Once you obtain the Aadhaar, within 30 days from the date of obtaining that Aadhaar, you have to authenticate it. So ultimately, at the end of the day, for getting the registration or to maintain the registration number under GST law, what is made mandatory? Authentication of Aadhaar is a mandatory. Is it clear? That can be submit authentication at the time of form GST RG1 or submit the RG1, obtain the registration by giving application number of the Aadhaar number for the want of Aadhaar. Once you obtain the Aadhaar, you authenticate it within 30 days from the date of obtaining the Aadhaar. By the time you may be registered person also. But authentication is must. Every taxpayer, registered persons today authenticated the Aadhaar. Got the clarity? Authentication of Aadhaar also taken place, sir. Very good. Then directly step 8 instead of step 7. From step number 6 to step number 8, where you have undergone the Aadhaar authentication, you have given KYC excellent manner, everything satisfied, well in order, then department will issue certificate of registration form GST RAG 06. Now tell me the flow. Application for registration form GST RAG 1. Acknowledgement form GST RAG 02. If deficit found, show cause notice form GST RAG 03. You reply form GST RAG 4. If department satisfied with authentication of Aadhaar, they will issue dash form GST RAG 06. Certificate of registration. Is it clear? புரியுதாமா நான் சொல்றது? Yes or no? Suppose, sir, Aadhaar authentication பண்ணல sir. Yeah, பண்ணல sir. Then department will ask you to wait. We want to come for physical verification. Whether you are a real person or not, fake company, shell company, we do not know. In that case, time limit to issue show cause notice, not within 7 days, 7 working days from date of receipt of application for registration. It is 30 days from the date of receipt of the application. Time limit to issue notice 30 days. Department issues notice, hey, Mr. Applicant, you not undergone Aadhaar. We want Aadhaar authentication or we want to come for physical verification. Please reply. Then show cause notice issued form GST RE03 within 30 days from the date of receipt of application. Then you have to reply within 7 working days from the date of receipt of the notice. Form GST RG 04. Application remains, reply remains 04 amma. Adi marade. Notice 03. Adi marade. Time limit maro. Is clear? Department satisfied. Then department will grant certificate of registration. Form GST REG 06. Suppose even after show cause notice issued to you, department not satisfied with your reply. You may not be replied. You will be replied which is incomplete reply. Department unhappy with you. What the department will do now? They will pass the order. Rejection of application for granting registration. Form GST REG 05. Order of cancellation. Order of rejection of application for registration. Form GST REG 05. Now got the clarity? Can you speak out with me with the dates, with the number of days? First, step 1, application for registration. Form GST REG 01 within, from the date of completion of, from the date of need arises. Within 30 days, you have to apply for the want of registration. Form GST REG 1. REG 02, acknowledgement. REG 03, show cause notice. Other than authentication of Aadhaar, 7 working days. Aadhaar authentication not taken place cases, physical verification required cases, 30 days. Form of receipt. You have to reply within 7 working days. Form GST REG 04. If not satisfied, department will pass the order cancelling your application. Form GST REG 05. If they satisfied, 06. Certificate of registration. Is clear? Is a process. Understand? Now coming to the point. Sir, what about, can you tell me, what are the cases for which 30 days time period to issue show cause notice will come into picture? As I told you, physical verification required, then the time limit will be 30 days to issue show cause notice from the date of receipt of application. Or sometimes what happened, no my dear, when you make an application for the want of registration, system shows that, hey, he made a Aadhaar authentication also. After having Aadhaar authentication, system pop up to department, officer, hey officer, the pare, Pushpa 2 came into picture. Applicant is Pushpa. Are? Pushpa. Who is he? Who is a smuggler? Oh. Smuggler applied for the want of a registration. How department come to know? System will come to know. How system come to know? System in which Pushpa given his Aadhaar number, authenticated, enter biodata. Practically, where he gone, where he caught, how many of them he beaten, how many of them beaten to him, how many times he went to jail, how many times he evaded the tax, how many times he fight with the inspector of income tax. Enter data is there. Means what? Risky. The applicant is what? Very, very, very risky person. Don't grant him like that registration. Though he undergone Aadhaar authentication. Do one thing, go to his premises, physically verified whether the Pushpa is exist or not. Whether Pushpa given the address of the premises is really their address. In that address, bullock cart is there or building is there. Even building is there. Go inside, check whether the office premises exist or not. Not only that, take the photographs. Take the photographs and upload in the system. After that, you grant the registration. System shows riskiness of the applicant. In that case, physical verification mandatory. Now, one question arises. Who is the applicant? Pushpa. Who is he? Risky taxpayer. His presence required. Department not required. Pushpa not required to be stay in the premises. The physical verification carried out by department officer. That time during the physical verification, the presence of the applicant not warranted. You get my point? Why not warranted, sir? Not warranted. One should ask, sir, I want to know, sir, why should not he present, sir? If he present, na, he will put a gun on the head of the officer. Hey, take the photos as if I am existing. Best not to present. Get my point? Somebody asked, I have given funny doubt, funny answer. Law says requirement of presence of applicant physically not required for physical verification of his premises. Is clear? Got the clarity? Further. Finally, I said two cases. One, authentication of Aadhaar not taken place. Second one, authentication of Aadhaar taken place, but system shows highly risky person. Then you have to go for physical verification. Sometimes department officer himself got a doubt. System shows no riskiness. In spite of it, department want to know whether the applicant is really exists or not. We want to go for physical verification. Then the physical verification takes place. In the case of physical verification takes place, notice will be issued by taking the time of 30 days from the date of application. Is clear? Got the clarity? Further. Now, I am talking about, sir, officer says, officer asking, Mr. GST practitioner, tell me, am I eligible to go for physical verification after granting the certificate of registration? After granting certificate of registration. Why not, sir? If you grant certificate of registration, after that you want to go for physical verification, you are most welcome. Officer, you are most welcome to have physical verification. In that case, once the physical verification done, by taking the photograph and all documents collected, upload it within 15 days, within 15 working days, following the date of such verification, within 15 working days from the date of the completion of the physical verification, upload that data in the network portal with the help of form GST REG 30, REG 30. Is clear? Who is uploading form GST REG 30? Department officer. What is uploading? Whatever material information collected during physical verification. Time limit to submit that within 15 working days from the date of completion of the physical verification. Where to submit? Network portal. With the help of which form? Form GST REG 30. Is clear? During the period of physical verification, presence of the person required? Not required. Is it clear? Any doubt? Further, the physical verification want to carry it out before granting the certificate of registration. You are having right. You are the officer. Physical verification of the business premises can be obtained even before grant of certificate of registration. Before grant of certificate. In what cases? One, in the case where the taxpayer data shows to department highly risky. For the God's sake, do not grant registration unless until physical verification takes place. In that case, time limit to issue show cause notice 30 days. Form GST REG 03 to the applicant. Is clear? 30 days from the date of the receipt of the application for registration. Issue the notification. Issue the notice. You will reply. Form GST REG 04. Time limit 7 working days. Now, physical verification is coming. Officer, before granting of registration, he came to the premises, took the photograph of the premises. Thereafter, documents required collected should be uploaded. Form GST REG 30. What is the time limit to upload it into the website of the network portal with the help of form GST REG 30? Means at least At least 5 days before the completion of the time period mentioned. Means what? Time period to grant certificate of within 30 days. 30 days time period to issue notice. You get my point? Empa. 30 days from the date of receipt of the application. If note is issued, Form GST RG 03, reply, Form GST RG 04. From the date of receipt of the reply in Form GST RG 4 for a period of 30 days. Time period is there. So when the 30th day is going to end, before 30th day ends, at least 5 days before that, you have to upload Form the REG 30 with documents you collected, photographs which you took, physically you have to upload, scan copies. At least 5 days before the period prescribed. What is the period prescribed means? 30 days period. That is maybe count reckoned from the date of making the application. In the case of show cause notice issued, from the date of reply, show cause notice. From the date, reply 7 days, reply received by department. After receipt of the reply, from the date of reply 30 days. So when the 30th going to end, today going to end the 30th day. So before that date, within at least 5 days before that, you upload it. Then you satisfied, grant the registration. If in the case where physical verification carried out before grant of registration, in that case, at least 5 days before the expiry of the period prescribed to grant registration, you upload it in the Form GST REG 30 with the help of network portal. Then grant the certificate of registration. You get my point? Here also, presence of physical verification while carrying out, presence of the applicant, physical presence not warranted. Is clear? Now, the point comes into picture. We are under registration procedure. Am I required to give my bank details? My bank details. Furnishing of bank details is mandatory at the time of making the application for registration. The law here says furnishing of bank details, yes, mandatory. However, that details you submit if you like along with the application for registration. If not, no problem. We will grant the certificate of registration to you. But there is a time limit to submit bank details. Meaning what? In simple terminology, bank details not required to submit along with the application for the registration, but should be submit. Time limit to submit is as follows. Within 30 days from the date of grant of certificate of registration or the due date of furnishing the Form GSTR1 for the tax period, for in the tax period which you got registration, among the 2 dates, whichever is earlier. You don't worry, I will bring the example. X&M company obtained registration certificate from GST REG 06 on 1st August. Count start from next day. 30 days ends when? 31st of August. 31st of August 2024, 1 day. Or date of submission of GST R1 return for the month of August is what date? 11th of September. GST 1 return by next month 11th. 11th of September. 11th of September or 31st of August. Which is earlier? 31st of August is earlier, within which period you should submit dash bank details. If not submitted within the time period, then your registration will be suspended. From this, what do you understand? Submission of bank details mandatory, but not warranted along with the application for registration. Time limit is there to submit the bank details. Tell me. 30 days from the date of offering registration or what? Due date of furnishing the monthly return, GST 1. Monthly return or it may be quarterly return as a GST 1 return due date. Amount whichever is earlier is the meaning of it. Is it clear? அது பக்கத்தில் IFF இருக்கு, invoice furnishing facility. அதை பற்றி நீ கவலைப்படவானா, I will take up that into return chapter, not now. It is linked with the QRMP, quarterly return monthly payment, which is not required to be invited here now for the moment. Is clear? GST 1 return due date amma, monthly, quarterly, what is due date? That date compared with the 30 days from the date of grant of certificate of registration, whichever is earlier. Is a time limit to submit dash bank details. If not submit, what is going to happen? Registration will be suspended. Registration will suspend. Is clear? Further. Now, bringing to a notice. Listen to me. What is required to go for registration under GST? Minimum requirement, you should hold of a PAN number, correct? PAN number must be there. There are taxpayers who obtain the registration even without PAN number. There may be a question in the examination tomorrow. Who are the PAN holders? Who are the PAN holders? Who are basically Indian citizens required to obtain. There are NRTP, NRTP. He is required to have PAN number. Even without having the PAN number, registration granted or not? In that case, passport is required. So, question in the examination. Without having PAN number, who are the persons allowed to get registered under the GST? One is NRTP. Other one is a person going for registration for the want of TDS registration, for the want of TCS registration, tax, one more point, under section 24, compulsory registration. When I said no, e-commerce operator could register, said no, e-commerce operator should be liable for TCS, tax collected source. For them also registration is mandatory. So TDS registration, TCS registrations, registration mandatory. For them, PAN number not required to get registration. Further, OIDR wala from outside India operating, not required to have PAN number to get registration. Online money gaming supplier from outside India should be paid GST in India, should get registration compulsorily. For them also PAN number not warranted to have registration. Got the point? How many of them are there? One, TDS, TCS, NRTP, OIDR, online money gaming. For all these categories, registration will be granted without having PAN number. Is it clear? Furthermore, is there requirement? There may be a question in examination. Who are the persons for whom authentication of Aadhaar not required? Sir, you only told just now, without having authentication of Aadhaar, not possible to get registration number. Even you obtain registration number without having authentication, then you have to authenticate the Aadhaar within 30 days from the date of obtaining Aadhaar number. You said or not? So Aadhaar is mandatory or not? But the question going to come in the examination. Who are the persons for whom registration is granted under GST without having authentication of Aadhaar? The list is there. Simple, damn easy. See, Government of India, central government, state government. Who issued the Aadhaar? Government. Government is issued of the Aadhaar. Aadhaar ke Aadhaar, ah. You want Aadhaar ke Aadhaar? Government department, pa. Aadhaar required, ah. Local authority, our Greater Chennai Corporation, GCC, Aadhaar required, ah. Not required. But they get the registration. They can get the registration. Government department want to get registration. Indian Railways, Aadhaar required, ah. Post department, Indian Post department, Aadhaar required, ah. Government departments, Aadhaar not required. Further, scheduled body, CA Institute is an act enacted in the Parliament. CMA Institute, the Institute of Constitutions of India, enacted the act in the Parliament. Company Secretaries Act, there in the Parliament, is the act of the Parliament. IAS, IITs, IIMs, Madras University, Anna University, these and all statutory bodies. Statutory body, government entity, required registration, ah? Yes. But Aadhaar, authentication not required. You get my point? Further, public sector undertaking companies, where public sector undertaking includes government companies. The companies where the government has not less than 51% of shareholding. PSUs, Aadhaar authentication not required. Sir, foreign embassies in India, sir, US embassy in India, Aadhaar authentication required for them, not required for registration. Thereafter, the organizations like United Nations department, one of the unit in India, for them Aadhaar authentication not warranted, without which registration can be granted. Is clear? At this moment, I can simplify manner to say that procedure of registration explanation is completed. Now I am bringing you notice section 25, a particular unique nature. Hopefully you answer. Sir, you all of you aware of that. India is India where we have boundary, am I right? If I say boundary, look here, is a boundary here? Coastal area, na? Yes or no? Now, under the GST law, India means not only within the boundary lines, but also extending to the surface of the sea. Territorial waters, 12 nautical miles. Further 12 nautical miles called as the customs waters. Thereafter, further 200 nautical miles from that baseline, we called as continental shelf. From 12 nautical miles to 200 nautical miles from the baseline, continental shelf. You are aware of that? Empa, I want to bring that to your notice and explain. India means, what do you mean by India? You should understand, we have a definition under the GST, which I am bringing to your notice. Look here. It is there in the material. First basic concept, definitions. Baseline, what is this? Say? Coastal area. Baseline means what? Coastal area, coastal area, baseline. From that, 12 nautical miles into surface of sea is called what? Territorial waters. From there, 12 nautical miles called as contiguous zone. From the baseline to 24 nautical miles it is. Thereafter, from 24th nautical mile to 200 nautical miles from the baseline is called what? Exclusive economic zone. From 12th nautical mile to 200 nautical miles from the baseline called as continental shelf. Simple. India includes deemed territory of India extended up to 200 nautical miles. If I have, listen, if I have unit, oil rig, Oil rig is here. Oil rig. Where oil rig is there? In the ocean, Bay of Bengal. From there, I supply the goods to Chennai. I used to supply the goods to Odisha, like that. Now, my turnover exceeded the 40 lakhs. I have to go for registration or not? In which state should be registered? I am in the Bay of Bengal. My oil rig is where? In the Bay of Bengal. My coastal areas, this side Odisha, this side Andhra Pradesh, that side Tamil Nadu. In which state have to register? There is an explanation to this given case. Look here. With example, X Limited, who makes a supply from the tidal waters of India, located at a distance of 12 nautical miles from the baseline of the state of Andhra Pradesh and 11 nautical miles from the baseline of state of Odisha. So look on the screen. I am basically located where? Here. Here I am there in the Bay of Bengal. From my oil rig or from my place of business to the state of Andhra Pradesh to the state of Odisha, distance. Look here. X Limited has here the place of business in the ocean. From there to the coastal area of Andhra Pradesh, 12 nautical miles. To the coastal area of Odisha is 11 nautical miles. Which is the nearest location for me? Hey, X Limited, nearest location is Odisha. You have to get registered in the state of Odisha. Registration required where? In the state of Odisha. X Limited shall obtain registration in the coastal state of Odisha, where the nearest point of the appropriate baseline is located. This question going to come in the examination. Understand? You get registration in the state of Odisha by following the procedure of registration. What is the procedure? Apply Form GST REG1. Acknowledgement you get Form GST REG2. Show cause notice comes, reply. If all are no deficit, all are good, the department will issue dash certificate of registration. Form GST REG 06. Is clear? Any doubt?
How we can define so that the 11 not for the code?
Distance, go and measure. Or take the help of the technical instruments. You are having now your app, Google app is there or not? You can easily locate it. Bharatwaj Srinagar Institute to your place. In the map, distance will show or not? Number of kilometers, like that number of nautical miles. Miles on the land, nautical miles on the surface of the sea. Measurement, as simple as that. Is clear? With this, the registration, almost all chapter completed for a batch, left over 1 or 2 points in the due course I will refer. Is clear? Thank you. Thank you to one and all.